Hi guys, Colesy, and today I'm going to be showing you this new product which I've been sent. If you're a content creator, if you're a streamer, then effectively you are producing your own content. You are a producer in the fact that you are producing the content. It is down to you to produce, to work on, to make your OBS, your stream, your videos, just to get it working, to produce the effect, the look that you're looking for. And Osee make a bunch of different high-end video production pieces of kit. So when they reached out to me to ask me if I'd be interested, of course I'm interested. I'm always interested in looking at new tech and new things that could help streamers and content creators like me and like you just to improve our lives and make our lives easier when we're making our content. They offered to send me out this GoStream M2, and here today we are going to unbox it and take a look at it briefly. And then I'm probably going to spend a couple days playing around with it and getting used to it and using it and seeing what it really can do, because I really want to give this a good in-depth look. Anyway, we're going to unbox this today. So here we go. This is the Osee GoStream M2. Dual HDMI switcher, 4K, 60 Hz. Let's open this little box up and take this out. We'll have a look at the manual and stuff, which I'm sure there's a manual. Oh, there's a manual. So we have the quick start guide, and we have this little box, which I assume is the actual device itself. But we'll have a quick look here at this. So it has a 4K 60 HDMI 2.0 interface. It has two 4K 60 Hz HDMI 2 inputs. And it has a HDMI output, and it has a USB 3. It has a mic and line and headphones. 4 picture-in-picture buttons, 2 picture-by-picture buttons, a zoom in, a zoom out, an into, an in one, and a switch button, which again, gonna have to look into these to figure out exactly what they do and make sure that I'm using them correctly. So we can set it up in OBS by making it a capture device. Pretty simple. I love a piece of tech that's simple to set up. The little box we got. Oh, and there she is. So we got cables, we got USB-C, USB-C, and we have, they're kind enough to give us a little HDMI as well. And then this itself is the GoStream M2. So these are the picture-in-picture buttons. These are the picture-by-picture buttons. This zoom in, zoom out, source 1, source 2, and switch. On the back here, we've got the HDMI, the 2 ins, the out, the USB-C for connecting, and then on the front here we have the mic, line, and headphones. I'm interested to see what we can do with this. I'm gonna take this away with me because I think that a use case for this that would be really good is obviously with my PC set up here. I have a decent PC, and I have cameras and everything hooked up to this, audio, capture cards, all that stuff. What I want to do with this, I want to take this and use it with my laptop. Now, my laptop isn't anything special. It's not a gaming laptop. It's not something that I would normally stream from. And I want to take this and hook it up to something like that. Something that is a simple system, and I want to see how simple we can make a really nice system for streaming, for content creation on something like a laptop. Something portable, something you can take this, you can set this up, and you can use it on the go kind of thing. But for now, I'm going to take this away, have a go with it, and when I come back to you in just a minute, I'll give you a real good rundown of my experience using the GoStream M2. I've had to play around with the GoStream M2, which you can see here, is on here, and I also have brought a collection of other items. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up, because I was surprised how very easy this is to set up. A really good use case that I see for the GoStream M2 is the portability of being able to have this little like production unit on the go, which is super easy to set up. So I have my laptop here, which is a pretty basic, simple laptop, just used for normal browsing and stuff, not a gaming laptop. I have my Nintendo Switch, I have my camera, and I have a small microphone system here. Here's my process on what I'm going to do. I'm going to plug this in to the laptop, and I'm going to get this set up on the laptop with both inputs used. The 2 main input sources you have is a camera and the game. So that's what I'm going to use here. I'm going to use the Switch as the game console, and I'm going to use my actual DSLR camera, which I'm using now, to be the camera that goes into here. So that will be my 2 input sources. And then I'm going to set it all up so that it records on the laptop. I also have the overhead shot so you can see, and I have a timer on screen just so you can see how long it's going to take me. I don't imagine it's going to take very long. That's kind of the point. It's not a race. I don't think there's a world record for this, but I will get all the cables out ready. So what I'm going to need is I'm going to need the USB-C. That's fine. OBS Studio is open. That's pretty much all the prep I need to do. This cable here, this HDMI that I have here, this is for the Switch. This is already connected into the dock. And I will unplug my camera. I won't count that. I'm going to wait and unplug that when I start the timer. So I need to plug this in to this, and then plug that into there, and then that into there. And audio-wise, this is the other thing I should mention. On the front of the GoStream, we have mic, line, and headphones. So what I will do is I will plug mic into here. I'm going to click the timer. This camera here is going to keep running to show you me setting it all up. And the timer will keep running, but obviously my face cam will go because I will then be on the laptop. Okay. Start. Oh, God. Unplug the camera. The camera's gone, boys. Right, so that's the HDMI's out. Dock is turned on. Plug in the GoStream, which we will plug in here because I have a USB-C on this computer, which is very nice. Now we plug in HDMI 2 can be that one, I guess. HDMI 1 can be that one. So HDMIs are in, and now we plug in the mic, which I haven't turned on, but that's fine. I can turn it on. And that goes into the first slot on here. Right, and then on the laptop, we should be able to go to device and activate this. Start recording. Okay, boom. I'm counting that. That's about 2 minutes. Took me about 2 minutes to do. That wasn't too bad. Now the camera is recording through the laptop. I'm now recording on here on my laptop, which is why I'm looking down. So the switch is on. So now I should be able to just push this button here. And there we go. We're on Switch. Now we're on the Switch. That's how this works. That makes sense. So what I can do now is I can put myself in the corner. Hello. Here we go. This is just all done completely off of the GoStream itself. This isn't me setting up scenes or anything. Like, this is a very, very simple setup I've done here. And you can use these buttons here to make yourself bigger or smaller or bigger or smaller, whatever you feel like you want to be. Do you want to be a big person in the screen? You want to be this big? You can be this big. That's fine. I like this size. It kind of fits perfectly. And then, of course, you can swap them at any point by pressing this button here. Just swaps us around. Now the game is in the top corner. And I'm down here. Delay-wise, I have to say, I've noticed no delay when playing. Played a little bit of Luigi's Mansion, a little bit of Cave Digger 2. I played a little bit of a few different games to see how the delay was, see if it felt weird. The delay is great. There's barely any delay. It took me 2 minutes to set this up, right? That's not a long time at all. I can do this. I can record one above the other. I can record next to each other. Put me in the corner. I don't want to be in that corner. I want to be in this corner, but I want to be a little bit bigger in this corner. Maybe I want to be this big. Super simple to use. And there we go. We're done. And it's recording. And it means that there's a load taken off of not only like my laptop having to process all this. It doesn't have to put 2 scenes in. It is 1 scene. Not only that, but it also means that if you want to do a real quick recording, you want to do a real quick stream, a real simple setup, it's easy to do. You have these 2 input sources. Now, other things that I've thought of, I've had to think, because obviously I'm looking at my own use case, and I am mainly a video recorder, and I do a little bit of streaming and stuff, so I look at it from that perspective. But trying to look at like what other uses this could have, you could do podcasts, multiple cameras, like on a podcast would be great. You can switch between them. You can have camera in camera. It's just that's super useful for that kind of stuff. This is effectively 2 capture cards. The way I record OBS for a video, if I'm using 2 screens, or 2 sources. So say I'm recording a game and my face cam, just as I kind of would now. I have set them so they are next to each other, if that makes sense. So the way like this is, see that? The way this is, where the 2 scenes are next to each other, it's like that. So what I'm going to try and do right now is I'm going to change the size of the OBS and I'll start recording, but I'm going to change the size of the screen, the capture screen, 3840 by it's double 1080, 2160. Okay, there we go. This is how I would have this set up. Both cameras being recorded next to each other, obviously using the next to each other button here. This is how I would use to record a YouTube video, because it means I've got my camera on one side, which I can have like a full screen camera. I've got, you know, the nice high resolution, and then I've got the game on the other side. And then basically you just like crop them. You crop down so it's just the game, and you crop down so it's just the camera, and then you can layer them up. That's how I record. That's how I do recordings on my PC anyway. That's how I do it. And this is how you would do it on there. You just need to set the sizes and change those, and this is how I would record. This is another use case you can use it for. It's great for recording. It's great for doing live stuff. Like having this just set and being able to just set this up on a laptop is super good. It doesn't have to be a switch, obviously. Anything that is HDMI, I can plug my PC into this and have my PC as one of those things, as the input source, as the gaming source. I've got my camera as the other source. Like I said, you can use 2 cameras if you're doing a podcast or anything that involves more than 1 camera if you want to do that. I feel like this would be really useful for people who do dual PC streaming. Now, when I stream, I use only 1 PC. I run the game on that PC. I stream from that PC. The PC does everything. Your streaming PC, the PC that handles all the streaming, have that with the GoStream M2 in, and then you just have your gaming PC that runs just the game. That runs into one of these. You have your camera run into the other input of this. Then you've got your 2 sources, 2 separate PCs, and it's a super easy way to set it up. You don't need 2 capture cards. You don't need to use a USB camera. You can use a nice, actual, proper, good-looking camera. That would be a great use case for this. It is an impressive piece of kit. It's super cool. Now, I have spoken to Osee about what the price is on this, because that's not something, as it's not currently released yet, it's not something they've brought up or mentioned. But the GoStream M2 is looking to be around the $130 mark, which I think is a fair price point, actually. Previously, the other stuff that I've seen them do, the other production stuff, is really high-end production stuff. Many cameras, many inputs and all that stuff, which I totally understand. But the price point for this is a lot cheaper than that stuff because it is a lot more, it's more of a more approachable piece of tech. It's a really good solution for me. So personally, the way I have my setup at the minute for recording or streaming, if I'm using a console, for example, because a console is a good example because I'm using only 1 PC. If I was using a dual PC, this would be the same setup. I've got my PC. I'm plugged into that PC. I have a capture card. Into that capture card is plugged a console or another PC if you're using dual streaming. So that's the capture of the console or game or PC sorted. Then you have to have another capture card plugged into your PC, which also has your camera plugged into it if you're using like a DSLR like I am. So therefore you need 2 capture cards. Then you'd have to go through setting OBS up, sorting all this out, and if you wanted the functionality like you have here with the picture-in-picture, the swapping stuff, you can do that natively in OBS. You can set hotkeys, you can install plugins. There are some amazing plugins out there that can do this kind of stuff. It's a lot of setup to do that, and if you've got the space on your keyboard to have that hotkey, then fine. Otherwise, to do a similar thing like this with dedicated buttons, you're looking at buying a Stream Deck. So already you're buying something like a Stream Deck. You'd have to get 2 different capture cards. So in that case, it makes sense. I'm not noticing any delay when I'm playing a game on it. It means it's usable for gaming, which is important because that is the kind of content I make. If there was like a noticeable, super big, laggy delay, you wouldn't be able to use it for gaming. It does what it says it does, and it's really good at doing it. Literally took me 2 minutes to set it up and plug it into my laptop and get it on OBS and get started recording, which is great. It means it's super simple to set up. I like the portability of it. It comes with the nice little case, you know, the hard case that, you know, it's got cables and stuff in. It just has a lot of use cases, and not all of them are going to come to my mind straight away. Like I said, like podcasting, multiple cameras, anything that's using multiple cameras, you know, cooking streams, stuff like that. If you're using multiple cameras, one on your worktop, one on yourself, again, this device makes it easy. It's the capture cards are already there. It's a good piece of kit. It means you can use good quality cameras and you don't have to use USB webcams. I've been really interested in this kind of thing for a long time. Something that is such a portable recording setup, basically. I've always wanted to kind of build this like really portable recording setup that I could take anywhere. And at this point, it would be like GoStream M2, laptop, console, something like this little like lavalier style microphone, my camera. I could fit that into a backpack and I would be able to carry an entire recording setup with me. I could record anywhere. I'd go to the top of a mountain and record a Let's Play, maybe. Again, a video I have considered doing in the past, but I'd obviously need to have a bit of backing to do something like that. But I really like the idea. I think it's a really awesome product. A really big thanks to Osee for sending me it out. I hope they have enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have found it useful. If you do want to check it out, I'll put a link in the description. At the recording of this video, it's not quite out yet, but I believe we are going to release around when the release date of the GoStream M2 is. So I will put a link in the description where you can go check it out. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It does really help me out. Thank you guys, and I will see you next time.